Hey Divine Feminines, welcome to my channel or welcome back. If you don't already know, I'm Miya Jha and I'm an intuitive reader here on YouTube, but I also happen to be a happiness life coach, or you could just say a certified life coach. But my particular area of study was happiness. For some reason, I felt like I needed to share that today because I feel like happiness is just one of those things that it's not like a one and done kind of situation. It's something that we constantly have to work at, or I don't want to say work at because it sounds like it has to be something that's draining. When we think of work, we think of, something that we have to do in order to do this. But I feel like in the work that it requires to become happy or to experience more happiness, it comes from doing the things that bring joy to us. So when it comes to whatever that work is, it's really more so those things that bring us joy, bring us fulfillment. It doesn't feel like work. Things that we would do for free, even for, I don't know. I guess I really feel the need to share that with somebody today. But I was just kind of thinking about that when I was thinking about doing this reading for you all, Divine Feminine. And today, what I really wanted to get into is the breakthrough that you are waiting on. The breakthrough that you're ready to experience. Some of you have been stuck in a particular place or feeling or a situation for a long time now. For some of you, it ebbs and flows. It comes and goes. And, whatever the case is here, Divine Feminine. But some of you have been waiting for a breakthrough just to finally get that sigh of relief in your life, a breath of fresh air. This can even be a certain aspect of your life or just whatever the case is here. So Divine Feminine, I hope that this reading will be helpful for you. We're going to talk about breakthrough, Divine Feminine's breakthrough. So I did want to start this reading out here with I think this is the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle deck, which, it kind of goes with everything that I am. I consider myself an intuitive. I don't know everything. Nobody does. I don't feel or experience or understand everything, but that's just like the beauty in being human as well. I think that's something that somebody needs to know here, that we're not going to always have all the answers. You are not going to always have all the answers, but it's about trusting as well. I feel like there's a lot of, that kind of push and pull comes when it comes to even spirituality or even religion, whatever it is that you follow or what you, whatever, where your faith lies, I would say. I feel like faith requires some kind of trust, just trusting in the divine, trusting in, even decisions that you make, regardless of, whatever the case. Everything has its pros and cons. Everything has consequences, whether positive or seemingly negative, just whatever the reason. But I feel like trust is a major part that comes into that as well. And then when it comes to this breakthrough, a lot of times you can have a hard time trusting when you feel like you've been stuck in a particular area for a long time, or maybe some of you might feel like, you're seeing others around you experience, things that will be a part of your own breakthrough. You see people, growing and things changing and, for the better. And it's like you can be happy for these people and you can cheer them on. And then at the same time, it's kind of like you can't help but wonder, where's my breakthrough? When is my breakthrough coming through? When am I going to celebrate, some kind of major accomplishment or whatever the case in life? So this is who this reading is for today, Divine Feminine. So if you've been waiting on that breakthrough, you've been praying for this breakthrough, you've been praying for this change, this transformation in your life, this reading is for you. This is my little treasure chest of cards, but I was kind of like seeing what cards do I feel pulled to today. So right now we just have these two decks here. So we'll see what comes out. And if we need any more cards, we might pull more. We'll see. But yeah, we're just gonna get some information on Divine Feminine's breakthrough. The first card that fell out, we have limiting beliefs. Wow, this already getting real powerful. We have limiting beliefs. It says this situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. So for some of you, Divine Feminine, something here when it comes to your breakthrough, this could be a potential blockage to your breakthrough at this time is not believing that you can have something, or not believing that you can do something, or you can accomplish something, and therefore you're not taking the steps to do it. There could be something here that could literally be a block here for you, Divine Feminine. Some of you feel like, you know, maybe I'm not good enough, or, you know, maybe I'm not ready, you know, for, you know, something, or whatever the case, or this is standing in my way, or I can't do this because of this, or, you know, whatever the case is here, Divine Feminine, you have to reprogram your mind. You have to step outside of whatever those limiting beliefs are, whether other people are pushing that upon you, or these are things that are within yourself that is holding you back from making whatever moves it is that you need to make at this time. Or, you know, for some of you, you might know, you might have an idea of where your breakthrough could potentially come from, even if it's something that you have to put in the work to do, or, you know, put forth some kind of effort in. You might have an idea, you may have planted some kind of seeds, but maybe you stopped because you feel like you're not seeing the growth that you want, or you feel like it's not going anywhere, so it's stopping you from, you know, keep going to, you know, reach that point. But for some of you, Divine Feminine, if you don't do it, if you're not making those moves, if you're not doing that work, or whatever the case is, the only thing that's holding you back is yourself at that point. All you can do is put in the work and, you know, trust and have faith in the divine. I think that's something I was talking about in the beginning, where I was talking about trusting is something that you're probably learning how to do. Some of you, your trust has been broken in a lot of ways in life. Some of you have been really beat down by life, or maybe even different experiences you had where you felt like you put most of your trust into, and when those situations didn't work out, you know, for whatever reason, it could have put you in a place where you're having a hard time opening yourself up again, even if it comes to, you know, whatever this transformation or this breakthrough is for you. So that's just something to keep in mind here, our limiting beliefs. So what limiting beliefs are you needing to let go of? Are you needing to surrender yourself from at this time, Divine Feminine? And and what steps can you make today to move toward or closer to whatever these dreams are that you have, or whatever this breakthrough, you know, that you're waiting for? What is holding you back, and how can you take steps to, you know, break free from whatever that is? The next card we have is parting ways. I hope y'all can see these cards, because it's like parting ways. It says it may be time to move on from this person or situation. So for some of you, you might be continuing to keep yourself stuck in a particular situation, whether this is a relationship, whether this is a job, a friendship, or some kind of situation. I don't know, however it resonates to you, Divine Feminine, but there's a need here to let go of something, to leave something or someone behind here, and you could be holding on. Particularly for some of you, this can be from limiting beliefs of, you know, maybe you're not gonna find better, or maybe, you know, this is as good as it gonna get, or I don't know, whatever the case is here, Divine Feminine. But for some of you, it's like you have this knowing that this person or this situation is holding you back from not only living your truth, but for making space for whatever that is as well. So that's something definitely to, you know, shed some light on here, Divine Feminine. Cause this clarity, this person or this situation literally could be what is standing in your way of, you know, experiencing whatever this is. And for some of you, this doesn't have to be a person. This can literally, again, be within yourself. So it's like, what is it that you're clinging on to? What is it that you need to let go of, even when it comes to these limiting beliefs? What is it that you're going to have to leave behind in order to, you know, step into who you really want to be, the person you want to become, or living the life of your dreams, the life you want to live? So there's definitely something to be aware of here. And y'all, I swear, when I cleared my voice that last time, and it's just kind of like I got this power to speak up a little bit more, and it's like my voice became clearer. I sounded more like myself. So for some of you, divine feminine, it's about even breaking the ice here, clearing, getting things clear, getting clarity even for some of you. The next card we have is Inner Child. So I'm definitely getting like energy. There's some kind of energy healing needed to be done here. Some kind of shadow work. But it says you are currently healing old emotional wounds. You are currently healing old emotional wounds. Y'all, I can't even speak right now. You are currently healing old emotional wounds. So with that card, some of you, I'm getting like, for some of you, this doesn't have to resonate with everybody, but with that coming out and the whole limiting belief thing here, and, you know, the inner child, I'm kind of getting more so like somebody could have like an issue of abandonment. So for some of you, you may not want to be alone, or you feel like you can't do something alone, if that makes sense here. But that's something that you're definitely going to have to heal here, because everything you need is within you, divine feminine. So you don't need something or somebody outside of yourself to make some things happen. It really comes down to you. You are the power here, and you definitely need to know your power and know your worth. There's something important. So there could be something that you're working on already. Some of you, this could be something to do with your confidence just overall, or all these things can even like tie up together into like a big ball. And it's like once you pull that string and get some kind of clarity, it's like it kind of unwinds. Even so, it's like addressing one thing at a time, even divine feminine. So for some of us, for some of you, for some of us, you know, I say that because we're all, you know, healing here in whatever way that we are, and it's going to be a continual thing. It's just part of life. We're always going to be healing, but I kind of just feel like you don't have to, definitely remember, you don't have to tackle it all at once. You can literally just address one thing at a time, and that just kind of gets the ball rolling. So that's important here to know. But yeah, somebody else here, that's what I was saying. I kind of got off track, I believe. I don't know if I said the whole thing, but some of you could just be struggling with your overall confidence, just overall, or, you know, just not, you know, being able to trust whatever it is for whatever reason. And it could be attached to some other kind of limiting beliefs you had since you were a child, or, you know, whatever has been embedded in you. So for some of you, there's some things that you're going to have to rediscover about yourself. Maybe you've been told that, you know, certain things can't be done, or you're incapable of doing certain things, or you're not qualified for something, or you don't fit the part, you don't look the part, you don't fit into some kind of, you know, whatever kind of box, or, you know, whatever the case is here. Maybe you haven't heard that told directly to you, but you've heard it before about, you know, certain qualities or situations or whatever the case. You're like, well, you know, I fit that particular, you know, qualification, or whatever the case is here that you're saying isn't qualified for this, so maybe I'm not good enough either. So for some of you, that's something that you definitely need to address. So one thing I would tell you, one good way to address that, because some of you may not even be fully aware of that yet. It could literally be something subconscious, like so deeply embedded within you, within your beliefs. your belief system, or even your thoughts, or your mind, how your mind has been programmed. You don't even realize it because it's your norm. So what I want you to recognize, Divine Feminine, as you start hearing certain things, and when you know, notice how certain things make you feel when you hear other people say certain things, or whatever the case, however it is that you receive like different kinds of information, and notice how not only how that makes you feel, but just create an awareness of, you know, whatever that situation is, and how it really relates to you, and what are your beliefs about yourself when it comes to that, or how do you feel when you hear that, or whatever the case. And for some of you, it might even be helpful to journal these things. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, because I'm not even really sure of a whole lot to say, but that's a starting point. That I can get you here for now, because some of you could just be in different places when it comes to it. Some of you already know, you know, you've already been doing some kind of healing work. You already been, you know, working on yourself in, you know, whatever ways, and addressing your limiting beliefs. So for some of you, you could be at the very beginning of that. So definitely start paying attention, just having awareness to that, and try not to judge yourself either. That's something important. Try not to judge yourself when you're you know, kind of taking note of these things, or whatever the case is here, because it's literally your belief system that has to change as well. You have to know that not only are you qualified, you're more than qualified from what's within you. It has nothing to do with, you know, anything else, Divine Feminine. But then you have to take those steps to make things happen as well, for some of you to be seen. But yeah, you can't keep holding yourself back. Let's see. And then the next one we have is hibernation. So that has been an energy that has been coming through a lot lately. It has been a lot of just a lot of things talking about rest. Like, I get on YouTube and I'm watching, you know, my own videos of, you know, people I like to watch, whether it's a tarot reading, or a speaker, motivational speaker, or just, you know, whatever. And then even in the back of my own mind, I'm like, I need more rest, and my body is telling me that too. So for some of you, you need to know that if you don't allow yourself to get the rest that you need, and you're literally running on fumes, eventually your body is going to tap out, to the point that, you know, if you don't take that time to get that rest, your body will get it for you. So you might feel yourself feeling extra tired, or your body, you know, you're just not feeling anything. Some of you could be feeling extra irritable, or whatever the case is here. That means you need more rest. Allow yourself to get that rest. So even if that means going to bed a little bit early, or sleeping in a little bit late, don't even be mad at yourself if you find yourself oversleeping. You know, it's okay. You needed that rest. Your body needed that rest, and it's telling you that by, you know, making that happen. It's like at some point, you know, you just can't keep running on fumes. But it says, your soul needs time alone for meditation and rest. So like I said, for some of you, this is literal rest that you need, as in, you know, catching them Z's, going to sleep, just, you know, all of that. But for some of you, this is time needed spent alone. Even when we got that parting ways card here, for some of you, you could be holding on to a particular relationship, friendship, or situation simply because you don't want to be alone. You might have this fear of being alone. There might be some limiting beliefs there, some kind of fear. But for some of you, part of your shadow work is separating yourself from whoever this person is, this situation that really is no good for you, and it's kind of holding you back from living in your truth. For some of you, you can find yourself trying to change yourself to appease or appeal to whoever or whatever this thing is, or whatever the case is. But I feel like once you spend some time away from that, you find more of your happiness even without that situation. And then I feel like from there you gain some clarity of whether you really want to go back or not. Is it even worth going back to? Or, you know, was it really worth going through all that you went through, or are going through, or whatever the case is here, Divine Feminine. But literally, that is your lesson to learn here. So that is just know your own truth here. And just weigh your options, I would even say, because some of you don't even realize that you have more options than you realize. I don't know if I said that right, but some of you literally don't realize the options that you have available to you. And for some of you, you won't even see that until you make these moves, part your ways, just whatever the case. So sometimes life will do that for you as well. Like when it comes to like things unplanned, but it's kind of like, you know, I wasn't feeling that anyways, or, you know, I wasn't really happy there anyways, but I stuck by it because it felt stable, or I stuck by it because it's what was in front of me at the moment. It's what I have at the moment. But it's like sometimes when you don't make that decision, life will. And when I say life, that's when, you know, the divine is stepping in. Some things are happening and it might not feel good all the time, but it's like it was for your good. And I feel like as you know, you get separated from this and these things happen, these circumstances, you see the truth in it, you see more, you get more clarity on why things happen. Like for example, I'll use myself, like my most recent relationship. I really liked the person is in a way, like I kind of felt like we had fun together. It was nice, like getting out the house and, you know, doing something different, stepping outside of my norm, even just getting to know another person who, you know, I found attractive as well. That did play a big role, but I feel like there was a point where I even realized, you know, I don't see this going anywhere long term. I don't see myself, you know, doing certain things with this person that I would imagine or would want to do with my significant other. I don't see any of those things happening, but either way, I continued to hold on to the situation because I liked it for what it was. I mean, it was cool, and that's okay too. Don't get me wrong. It's okay to, you know, do that and get to know people and do things or whatever. But when you find yourself trying to force something to work, when it's just not working, or if it's not working out for you, you're literally blocking your own blessings, because it's like you're putting yourself in a position to settle. And while, you know, on the surface, like even early on, it doesn't seem like a whole lot or seem too bad, but over time you'll find that you're not compensating. In a way, yeah. In a way you could be compensating, but you find yourself compromising. That's the word that I needed. I can never get that word when I need it, but you might find yourself compromising to a point where you lose yourself, or you're doing everything to make the other person happy, or whatever the case is here, and it kind of drives you in a place where you're not really unhappy. I mean, you're not really happy because it's like there's no balance there. So so if that person end up breaking that, in my situation, I'm like trying to speak outside of myself, but in my situation, the person ended up breaking up with me, and it was kind of a weird on and off again situation, even in such a short period of time. But it's like when they finally broke it off that last time, I was like, you know, I couldn't help but laugh, because I'm like, why am I even, you know, doing so much or trying so hard, or, you know, why I shouldn't have to try to teach this person how great I am, or, you know, how much of a blessing I can be for them, or whatever the case. I shouldn't have to prove myself to anybody, just like I guess they didn't really have to prove themselves to me either. It just wasn't working. And, you know, after the fact, I'm like, you know what? I was really keeping myself in that situation to fill a particular hole or something that I felt within myself. I wanted to put a band-aid over what I was experiencing or what I was feeling in that moment. So that person was literally like a band-aid. It was a distraction. But I also, you know, they can be more harmful than helpful. That's something that you need to know here, Divine Feminine. Leaving yourself in a situation simply because maybe it looks good, or maybe it feels good to a certain extent, or it's a distraction from other things, or whatever the case. If it's no good for you, It's no need to try to hold on to it, because it's literally blocking your blessings. It's keeping you from, sometimes it's keeping you from moving authentically. So you might find yourself trying to be who, you know, the other person, what the other person wants. Or even when it's in a job, like you're putting on a face to pretend to be something or somebody that you're not. And it's not really sustainable. And then over time, you start losing yourself, and you become more and more unhappy, and you're wondering how, you know, you really got to this point. And then when you kind of see it, it's just like, you know, all of this could have been avoided. Maybe, you know, if I wasn't spending so much time in the wrong place or with the wrong person, I would have got to where I wanted to be quicker. So there's something very important for somebody to know here as well. And it might be scary, sometimes letting go, and it might hurt as well. Trust me, I know all too well. But it's like once you find your peace and your happiness, you kind of can look back on the situation and say, you know, why I didn't do this sooner, you know, whatever the case is here. So what makes you happy, Divine Feminine? That's really what it comes down to. What makes you happy, or really, are you happy? And in what areas of your life are you experiencing lack when it comes to your happiness? And what steps can you make to move toward what does make you happy? How can you welcome more of that energy into your life even? So that's very important here. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I was already shuffling, but we're gonna use the Wisdom Tarot deck. And we're going to talk about this breakthrough that's coming through for Divine Feminine. Tell me about Divine Feminine's breakthrough. But yes, definitely explore whatever your limiting beliefs are. And, you know, we can have a lot of them. I mean, we literally have different ideas about ourselves and the world around us, or even, you know, how we view other people or how we view certain situations based on, you know, what we learn over time, and then different experiences or different ideas and things that we've been taught that are in our mind, just literally deeply embedded in us in ways that's just how we think, or, you know, whatever the case is here. So this could be many things, and it doesn't mean everything, you know, that you've learned is all wrong and all bad and stuff, but I feel like it's okay to challenge those beliefs as well, Divine Feminine. It's something that somebody needs to know here. It's definitely okay to challenge those beliefs, especially if it just doesn't resonate with you. Like, certain things just don't sit right with you, and it's for a reason. So it's okay for you to explore what that is and why that is, Divine Feminine. So the first card we have, I'm sorry, y'all, my eye itch. The first card we have is the Three of Pentacles. And it says, do what you love. Recognition for the highest quality of work, especially creative endeavors. Being paid well for your craft. Working well with others. An excellent reputation. So for some of you, Divine Feminine, you just don't know that your breakthrough is literally connected to doing what you love, doing things that make you happy. Like the fact that, you know, the whole reading even started that way before we even got into the cards. It's nothing but confirmation. But you have to do what makes you happy, Divine Feminine. And sometimes that means, you know, doing some things that, you know, it might hurt to let go of certain things or leave certain things behind because it's all that you know, or, you know, it's what you're used to, or you put so much time into something, you don't want to see it, you know, go to waste or whatever. But if you don't find yourself happy in this situation or with this person, I feel like over time it's gonna, you know, things are gonna get shaky. Is it really solid foundation if it's built on, you know, if it's built on, you know, something that's not very, or something that's rigid? Is that the word? But I feel like there's long-term stability, and even when it comes to your happiness, when you're doing what you love, or, you know, putting yourself in a situation or being in a space, in an energy where love exists, if that makes sense, Divine Feminine. So take that as it resonates. Tell me more about this for the breakthroughs for Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine's breakthrough. Some of you need to know that when it comes to your breakthrough, whatever this is, Divine Feminine, some of these things take time. There's some kind of fine tuning even here, like something takes some kind of fine tuning. But we have the excuse me, we have the Ace of Wands, and it says, an amazing opportunity. Be bold, courageous, and optimistic. Now is the time to take action. Do what excuse me, y'all. It says, do what you're passionate about. That's the very last line. Y'all, if this reading is not coming all together, it's just, it still blows my mind sometimes. It's just kind of funny. But an amazing opportunity. Be bold, courageous, and optimistic. Now is the time to take action. Do what you're passionate about. So even the fact that it's saying now is the time to take action, y'all, that has been coming out in a lot of these readings lately. Right now is the time. There's no need for delay. There's no need for, holding back. Divine Feminine, when are you ready to experience your happiness? That's excuse me. It's saying, when are you ready to experience your happiness, Divine Feminine? The time is now. You don't have to wait another moment, another minute. You don't have to keep putting in more time in a place, a situation, a relationship, whatever the case. You don't have to keep putting more time in something where, you're not experiencing the fruits of your labors, where you're not happy, where you're just more so living in a state of dreaming and hoping that things will get better, that and then for some of you, it's like you've been hoping and wishing and dreaming that all this time, and it's time has still continued to go by. Time has continued to pass, and for some of you, it just has stayed stagnant. Nothing has changed. And then for some of you, it's just progressively getting worse. So, Divine Feminine, you don't have to keep putting more time into what you don't like or where you're not happy, or, whatever the case is. It's time that you prioritize your own happiness right now. Whether it's that job and career, or that life, that relationship, just all those things, Divine Feminine. What is it that makes you happy? What is it that you're ready to receive as well, Divine Feminine, that you're not receiving currently where you are, or whatever the case is here? How can you make space for that in your life at this time? But it says the time is now, Divine Feminine. So do the work. And then, yes, y'all, I got a bunch of cards that kind of fell, but only one flipped over, and it is the Two of Cups, Divine Feminine. So for some of you, this is definitely something related to love, where you deserve to be in a situation where you don't feel like you're giving so much, but you're not receiving back from. Like for some of you, you could find yourself trying to change for somebody else to be happy, to be who they want you to be, but at the same time, they're not all who you want to be, and they have no plans on changing either. They don't want to make that whatever transformation. So why keep yourself stuck in this situation? But it says, falling in love or the resurgence of a romantic relationship, forgiveness and the ending of challenges, exchanging gifts. Don't give up on people you love. So Divine Feminine, I definitely feel like this is an energy where there's a need for balance, both giving and receiving. So like I said, for some of you, you're not getting that. So even if it doesn't refer to love for you, because that may not be the case for everybody. Not everybody is in a relationship right now, whatever the case. For some of you, this could be in your job or career where you feel like, you're putting in all this work and, overworking yourself, and you're doing all these things, and then you're in a place where you're not really happy, and you don't even like what you do, or you don't feel like you're being compensated well for, the work that you're doing, or whatever the case is here. It's like, what are you really getting out of it then, Divine Feminine? Why isn't it that you're happy? Would you be happier somewhere else, or would you be happier doing something else? Have you explored your options? Have you, started looking around and seeing what you're interested in? For some of you, you might want to go to school. Maybe some of you may have been to school, but now you want to, you might be looking in a new direction at something totally different outside of, what you studied or, what you're into. You could be going from like the science, doing something in science to doing something in beauty, or doing something that doesn't require a particular degree, or, whatever the case is here, Divine Feminine. But what is it? I feel like it's definitely important to see, what is it that you do want to put your energy more toward, that does have, not just a greater potential to give back to you, but you're actually receiving something back from it. Like there's like a give and take here, Divine Feminine. Definitely some kind of balance. So that's why they say if you're doing what you love, if you're doing what you love, you won't have to work a day in your life. I would love to be one of those people. So that means putting yourself in a position of doing it. So, all right, we got 2 cards that fell down here. Yes, 2. All right, we got 2 cards that fell. We have the King of Cups, and it says trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious, someone you can completely trust, a situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship, hidden but well-intentioned emotions, a charitable benefactor, seeing a counselor. So for some of y'all, this is definitely pointed at love. Like we got 2 different cards here that has cups on it, the 2 of Cups, and now we have the King of Cups. So for some of you, you could be in a situation or a relationship or something here where you just haven't been poured into. Maybe you can feel yourself giving so much and not receiving, and it's like you're craving, or where your happiness lies when it does come to love and relationships. You would be much happier with somebody who, one, you can trust, someone who does pour back into you, someone who does meet you where you are, someone who loves you for who you are, someone who, not just loves you for who you are, but loves the person, the Divine Feminine that you're growing into as well. Here's someone who you can grow with, even, Divine Feminine. I feel like there's definitely an energy here for you, but you definitely have to make space for that. And then for some of you, by means of even walking away from a particular relationship where you're not getting these things, or you're not being fulfilled, where you're not being poured back into, where you're being depleted, even for some of you, I feel like you might even spend some time alone before that new person comes in, or whatever the case is here. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. But some of you, literally what I was saying, like some of you could be in a position where you're needing to walk away from a particular relationship, or whatever the case is here, where you're just not being poured into, you're being depleted, just all the things, everything is just not right. You're not happy. You might not be happy, and it's like you're waiting around. It's like you're waiting around for, something to change, for the person to change, or whatever it is here, Divine Feminine. But first and foremost, you have to be that change that you seek. But what I was getting to is, you might not, go from this relationship and jump right into the next. First of all, you need time to heal. It's going to take time to heal, especially as much as you love, or how hard that you love. That love just doesn't go away, and it doesn't go away overnight. So like I said, it just might hurt. It will hurt having to walk away from a situation, or whatever the case. But instead of staying in a place where you're instead of staying in a place where you're stagnant, and things are not changing or getting better, or whatever the case is, and it's it's not getting worse, you're losing more time experiencing what your true joy is, what your happiness is, staying in that situation where you aren't happy. And again, you might spend some time alone, even for a while afterwards, but that's during your healing time. But this could also be a time where, you know, during your healing and you are spending more time alone. That doesn't mean you have to be lonely, first and foremost. And second, for some of you, this is making space, making time for you to, you know, try out those hobbies and, you know, that you've always wanted to do that you haven't done for a reason, or starting that business, you know, working on your art, building something, whatever the case is here, working on yourself, just different other areas of your life. You're definitely making space for that, especially instead of spending time around kind of dwelling about a situation what didn't work out or how it didn't work out and everything that went wrong. It's like being able to even switch up your energy in a way that you're no longer really focused on that, focused on the negative, and then instead using that time, that energy, that space to open up to do something more positive, or even planting seeds for your future, or whatever the case is here, Divine Feminine. So that's very important. And the next card we have is the Queen of, is that the Queen of Wands? Yeah, we have the Queen of Wands. It says brilliant, talented, independent, controlling. There is nothing you can't do. Believe in yourself. Never underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. The need for balance between career and personal life. So for some of you, it's like you're trying to check off all the boxes. That's where your breakthrough is. You want more balance when it comes to your personal life. This can include, you know, love and relationships. This can be your home life, just all the things, or even, you know, health and wealth and all these things. But also like your finances and career and all those things, Divine Feminine. You need to know that you can have all that and then some. You can have the life of your dreams. You can achieve the life of your dreams. It's just about taking that first step and, you know, trusting yourself and believing in yourself as well, Divine Feminine. But with the Queen of Wands coming out here, this is definitely giving me like a energy of that kind of divine feminine energy of even recognizing your own power, recognizing your own worth, and knowing your truth, Divine Feminine, despite, you know, what you've been told or what you feel like you can and can't do for whatever reason is here, Divine Feminine. You have to break through whatever those limiting beliefs are, and you have to keep going regardless. Keep planting those seeds, keep doing those things, and keep doing those things that make you happy, or, just gives you higher vibrations, or just all the things that heightens your mood, even, Divine Feminine, because that's leading you in the right direction. So you don't have to stay stuck and stagnant wherever you are. You don't have to keep experiencing whatever this hurts, these pains, these, whatever it is that you're settling for. Whatever it is that you're settling for. Sorry, y'all, I'm just coughing and my eyes are watering. But, oh, excuse me. But yes, Divine Feminine, you need to know that you don't have to settle any longer. You never really had to, but today is the day that, you can choose not to. You can be aware of it, and you can choose not to be settling anymore. And you can go after your happiness, because you need to know that you are deserving and you are enough and you are worthy of it. So that's all I needed to say, Divine Feminine. I said my piece today. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope it clarified whatever you needed to know. I hope it gave you the confirmation you needed to let go of whatever it is that's holding you back and to experience your breakthrough, because you deserve it, Divine Feminine. It's about time you start living it, okay? So until next time, y'all. Bye.